Welcome to Kitty Unfiltered. My name is Kitty, and this is This Week on Trial, episode number 2, where basically I pick various health and beauty items, I try them out for a week, and over the course of the week I kind of give, first impressions, updates, final thoughts after a week of use, and just kind of see how things work. Yeah, they're on trial. We'll give a verdict at the end of the week and see how it goes. So I am wearing everything from this week on my face right now. Yes, it is pretty much all makeup. Let me move this, you can kind of see my eyes better. The only thing that is on my face currently that is not in the project, as far as makeup wise, is I have some eyebrow gel in, but I already tried eyebrow gel in this week's on trial, so I didn't need to do it again this week because I'm using the same one until I get it used up. So let's get into the products. Alright, to start with, I will be using this Morphe Artistry palette in 35M Boss Mood. When you open it up, again, this is their newer packaging. I guess I didn't really have any of the older stuff. So it's got the little Morphe thing there, no mirror. And then it's got the little plastic insert that has all of the names on it. The only thing I don't like about this is there's not this is really the only light color they have, like a cream color. And it's a shimmer, so they don't really have any light cream color to set your face, or if you want to do like a highlight in matte instead of shimmer, you're not going to find it in this palette. But other than that, it's a pretty good mixture of mattes and shimmers, and they do have mattes and shimmers in each family. So you're going to have a matte green and a shimmer green, and a matte orange and a shimmer orange, and matte purple and a shimmer purple. So you're going to have shimmers and mattes all in the same color family. I did purples today. I think I used this one kind of as my transition color, and I used this, and I have this matte purple here on my lower lash line, not on the uppers, and I used, what was it? I think it was these two. Yeah, I used these two shimmers on my lid. The one thing I will say is, if you watch was it the This Week on Trial or Tutorialista? I can't remember which one. But last week I used the Too Faced Gingerbread palette, and I used the same primer I'm using today, which is the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer Potion. And I didn't set, like the first couple times using it, I don't set it like the whatever base I'm using with powder to kind of see how the shadows perform over it. And there are some shadow palettes, I know they were talking about, I haven't got it yet, but the Emily Edit, the Once palette, they said that you shouldn't set it with powder first before you put eyeshadow on, because it really needs the grip of the eye primer without the primer being set first to really get the colors to stick and to show out. And I've never thought of that before. So I'm like, how many palettes have I used that I thought the colors weren't that good just because I had, set my whatever base I was using with powder and then put the eyeshadow over on top of it. So I figure for anytime I'm doing it this week on trial with a palette, at least the first 2 times I use it, I would use it without setting the base and see how it blends. But anyway, back to the point of that. So today was the first day I'd used it, and I didn't set my primer potion. It was the same one I'd used with the Too Faced, but the Too Faced gingerbread one, it went on so smoothly and seamlessly and blended like a dream. It was great. But with this Morphe one, I don't know if it's all of them because I don't really have much experience with Morphe, but it's the 35M, the Boss Mood one. I had to put down 3 colors, and I could still touch my eyelid and it still felt tacky. So I don't know if it's the powder themselves is, I don't want to say weaker, but not as thick, or definitely the formulation's different. But everything really, it really stuck. I didn't have a horrible time blending. The good news is I didn't have any fallout, and fallout was crazy with the Too Faced one. But with this, yeah, I had to put on 2 or 3 layers of different eyeshadows, and it was still tacky, it hadn't been set. Now the eye cream that I'd used underneath was different. Last week I'd used the IT Cosmetics eye cream that was in my This Week on Trial. This time I just used Rock or something, I can't remember, just a regular eye cream that I have in my stash that I'm trying to use up. So the eye cream may have made a difference in whether the shadows kind of stuck and didn't blend without being set with a primer, without the primer being set with the powder first. So tomorrow when I try this palette, I'm going to use the IT Cosmetics eye cream instead of the one that I had been using, and use the primer potion, so it will have the exact same base that the Too Faced gingerbread one had, and I'll see if the Morphe palette then blends easier without the primer being set with a shadow first. I realize I'm taking an exceptionally long time to blink, and I think it's because I'm kind of subconsciously trying to be like, hey, this is it, look up close, this is as close, you know, figure it out. So it's weird, I'm looking down all the time and blinking really slowly. I don't do that in normal life. I think it's just I'm kind of subconsciously trying to be like, hey, you know, you want to look at the shadow while I'm talking about it. But anyway, yeah, so far the Morphe one does not blend that easily if the primer is not set with the powder first. But, you know, that's not a deal breaker for me. It still blended pretty well. And, you know, I didn't have that big of an issue with it. I didn't have any fallout. And like I said, I'll try different eye bases. And then, you know, after a couple days, I will try setting with powder. And then so by the end of the week, I will have you know, my final verdict, since it's on trial, about if the shadows are, you know, if they are just, you know, hard to blend, or if it's just depends on your base whether it's hard to blend or not, which a lot of shadows are like, so that's not really a deal breaker. So next, staying with the eyes, I have this little double-ended mascara and primer from Clinique. The primer says it is just lash building primer. This is what the one looks like. It's just like a regular bristle mascara brush instead of the plastic spiky ones, just a regular bristle one. And then the mascara is a high impact mascara in 01 Black. That looks like, again, just a nice regular bristle mascara. So far I like it. Let's see if I can close in here. It's been on a few hours. I've tried it before. It doesn't really flake so much. All I did was curl my lashes, and then I put on the primer, and I put on 2 coats of this, and I did put this on the lower lashes as well. It does do a pretty good job of thickening them. Doesn't really do anything for lengthening. My lashes tend to be long and kind of spidery on their own. What I usually do is I'll take one of those kind of plastic spiky mascaras. Of course, I don't have one on the table to show you, but like the Benefit They're Real, that's one of them. You know, whenever you pull out the wand, it's just the plastic spikes. And it's, you know, that one's more for like separating and lengthening. So I will use that as my first coat, and then I'll put on a mascara that has a bristle brush like this for my second coat to kind of do thickening. And that works pretty well for me. I still get a little spidery, but not too much. But I don't think, I mean, this I just used on its own. Well, I shouldn't say on its own, but I used it with the primer and then just 2 coats of the mascara, and I think it did fine. Okay, starting with the face now. I have the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Foundation Full Coverage Moisturizer. Full Coverage Moisturizer. It's like a BB cream. Just say it. Actually, it is kind of thick, more like a foundation. It's SPF 50, UVA, UVB Broad Spectrum. Clinically proven, with something that I can't read because it's in silver and the light shining off of it. Hydrating and anti-aging with 3D skin flex. F-L-E-X, flex, not like flex of things, but flex like as in it's bendy. And then I also have the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Concealer, Anti-Aging Waterproof Full Coverage Concealing Cream, blah blah blah, with peptides and collagen and some other stuff, and an antioxidant. I think niacin's the other stuff that I can't read. Anyway, these are both in shade medium, but I've used both of these before. I like them, they're fine. I'm kind of using them right now because since I know how they work, that way for the next product on trial, the Becca Hydra Mist Set and Refresh Powder is the one that kind of feels a little like wet when you first put it on. But since I know how this stuff acts, then I'm gonna know if the powder's like on its own doing good, doing bad. And I have to say, just using it the first day, I loved it. It felt so light. It doesn't feel like I have powder on. I don't have any more crepey whatever than I would normally, which I usually have a problem with powder. A lot of times I don't even powder my face because my face is dry and I don't want to kind of powder in my wrinkles. But I mean, it was amazing. It's the first powder I found that just kind of literally just melted into the skin. I didn't have to spray it with anything to make it melt in. It didn't get all cakey under my eyes. I don't set my I don't bake my under eyes. I just kind of, when I was putting on the powder, I kind of just dipped a powder brush into it and just kind of tapped it all over my face and then let it go. But yeah, it didn't even feel like I had powder on, which is great since I am just now getting into like makeup and not doing full coverage and stuff. So that was kind of fantastic. I'm very, very happy with it so far. First impression on that, really good. Next, I have a Milani powder blush in Tea Rose. It's just a very nice neutral color. Actually has a rose in it. Looks very nice and natural. I like it. There's nothing bad about it. It goes on a little sheer, but that's okay with blush. You just put it on a couple times, build it up. Looks nice. No complaints. Next, we have the ColourPop Flexitarian. Well, actually, it's a... Hold on, I have a cat trying to come out. Hi, you want to come up and say hi, Feeny? Come on. Say, I am the Feeny Monster. Hi, Feeny Monster. Hi. Okay, I'm back. Had to take a pet break. I now have cat fur on my chest. Aren't you glad you can't see it? What I was trying to say before I got ambushed by my pets was ColourPop Super Shock Cheek Pearlized in Flexitarian. It's the highlighter I'm using this week. I don't know what to think about this. I mean, yeah, it's kind of nice and sparkly, whatever, but this is my first time trying to use a ColourPop product. I don't know if they're all like this, but it's like I tried to put it on with my brush and it didn't really work. I tried to put it on with my finger and it was like too much. So what I ended up doing was kind of like patting it on with my finger because it does feel kind of damp. It's weird. It's not like a cream. It's not like a powder. So I ended up kind of putting it on with my finger and then taking a brush and buffing over it everywhere I put it. And that seemed to be okay. I mean, it looks good. Looks fine. It's been on for a few hours now. Still going strong. I don't know how I feel about the fact that I kind of have to use my finger and a brush because with the brush I don't get enough and with the finger I get too much. But I mean, it looks fine and it's very cost effective. So I don't have a complaint about that. It's just I'm not used to that type of formula yet. So that's kind of what I'm, you know, struggling with, just trying to figure out how to use it. Okay, my bangs are just killing me. They're kind of in my eyes. They're kind of not in my eyes. I have naturally curly hair and I have this curl here that didn't want to come out. Whatever, I'm letting it go. Final item for this project is Hourglass. The Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Radiant Bronze Light. It's kind of like the medium one. They were out of the light one, but I didn't care because it was in the summer and my skin was a little darker anyway, so I did the medium. I kind of use that to buff all over. And it looks fine. It gives a little extra kind of, you can see, kind of blends everything together a little nicely. A little nicer. So you can kind of see it. Well, so I've got on the bronzer and the blush and the highlight. So like I said, everything in this project is on my face right now, and the only other makeup I have on, I might still have a little bit. I've got like a little bit of like lip gloss left, but hardly any. But the only other thing is I put some brow gel in my brows, and then I just messed with my bangs, and now my brows are going all different directions anyway, so that really wasn't necessary. But I don't have on any eyeliner or anything today. I just kind of wanted to use all of the products on their own to see what they were like, and then, you know, after I do that for a couple days, then I might go in with some like a cream contour or like a powder contour and add some eyeliner and stuff. But for the first couple days, I kind of just wanted to get a feel for how all of the products worked on their own without anything else in them. Anyway, so this is day one, the initial reviews of This Week on Trial episode 2. And yeah, that's all I've got for today. Hope to see you all next time. Bye!